I really must go. But bam, it's cold outside. But movies need reviewing. But bam, it's cold outside. The people must know. But bam, it's cold outside. What's worth seeing this holiday season? But bam, it's cold outside! Hello ladies and gentlemen and movie lovers of all kind, and Merry Christmas! Today we are going to be doing a special Christmas themed video, and it is going to be my top 10 Christmas movies, or my top 10 movies to watch at Christmas time. So with no further explanation needed, we can just hop right into the list. Coming in at the number 10 spot is going to be Frosty the Snowman, the 1960 classic cartoon. Not much else to say about this besides Happy Birthday! And that's about all I got. It's a fun little half-an-hour flick to throw on, watch with the family, watch with your friends. It's always a good time. I typically watch it every year, and I always have a good time. Coming at the number 9 spot is the guy I'm wearing himself, Rudolph. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Again, 1960s classic cartoon, slightly different animation to Frosty the Snowman, just as good of a time. Although this story is a little bit wonkier with a little bit more crazy characters, it's still a definitely enjoyable time every holiday season. Coming in at number 8 is a movie that gets a lot of hate and I have no idea why, and that is Christmas with the Cranks. I have a blast with this movie every year. Tim Allen and Jamie Lee Curtis always crack me up. Although the story is a bit outlandish and people's reaction is very outlandish, it's a fun movie. I always laugh, I always have a good time, and it ends with a very nice positive Christmas spirit message. Next, you're going to be seeing a little bit more Tim Allen again, and that is because The Santa Claus is number 7 on my list. The Santa Claus, although if you think about it, it's a bit deranged considering that if you kill Santa Claus, you become Santa Claus, so I mean, yeah, that's a little messed up, but overall, the movie's fun. Again, the trilogy as a whole is fun to watch. Coming in at number 6 is How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and that goes for any iteration. Personally, my favorite iteration is the 03 Jim Carrey version. I love the live-action version. I always have a blast with it. I think Jim Carrey absolutely kills it as the Grinch. So funny, so colorful, so much fun to watch. Although, you can't beat a classic as well, a little half-an-hour short cartoon. Obviously, original, I love it. Again, super easy to watch. Every Christmas season I watch it. And even the new version, not my favorite, but still fun to watch. I can see myself come next Christmas when it's on the movie channel, whatever, popping it on and having a good time. And now we have reached the top of the hill. Cracking into the top 5 is going to be The Night Before. This has been a Christmas tradition for me ever since the movie released. I absolutely love it. I laugh my ass off every single year. Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Anthony Mackie, and of course Seth Rogen. They put on such a show. It has such a nice heartfelt message at the center of its wacky and crazy story. So many antics. It's so wild. Definitely not kid-friendly, but that's what makes it so good. Coming into the number 4 spot is going to be another animated feature, and that is The Polar Express. I still remember seeing this when I was like in grade 2 or 3, fell in love with it then, just recently bought it on Blu-ray again. I watch it every single year. I understand a lot of people aren't a huge fan of this movie, and sometimes the animation doesn't really hold up today, but I love it. I just love the magical, whimsical feel of this movie. Getting on a train in the middle of your street and going to the North Pole. Tom Hanks gives a killer performance. I think the animation is great. I think the story is great. All the characters, the cast, except for the annoying guy with the glasses that nobody likes. But overall, I think this is one of the most perfect holiday treats, and I never ever miss it. Coming in at the number 3 spot is what some people would consider a classic, and it definitely is, but not the version that I'm referring to, and that is A Christmas Carol. But the Jim Carrey version, I believe it was released in 2009, and I, again, think this is one of the most perfect holiday movies. You know the classic story, visited by the ghost of Christmas, past, present, and future, to find the true meaning of Christmas. I have so much fun every single year watching this movie. It is by far one of my favorite. Not the best with the ratings, but for me, it's the most perfect iteration of the story. It perfectly embodies Christmas spirit and what it means to be jolly, and I absolutely adore it. Now we're down to the final 2, folks. In the number 2 spot, the runner-up is going to be taken by Elf. I have such fond memories of it, seeing it for the first time. I believe I watch it practically every single year. I never get tired of the jokes. I never get tired of Buddy and his banter. I never get tired of saying, "Hi, Buddy. Hope you find your dad." Again, finding that Christmas spirit, getting the Scrooge and the Grinch out of everybody, bringing everyone back, believing in Santa, believing in the North Pole. I have a blast every single year with it. Cracking in at the top spot, the number 1 movie. Bit of a cheat on this because I'm actually going to have it as 2 movies, and that is Home Alone 1 and 2, so Home Alone and Home Alone Lost in New York. I count these as 2 because they're the only 2 Home Alone movies out of 5 that star Macaulay Culkin, and they take place 1 year apart. It's basically the exact same story. These are the movies that some people are probably sick of because they are playing on every channel every single day from pretty much December 1st until Christmas time. I've literally not gotten sick of them. These 2 movies are some of my most watched movies in my entire life. They came out before I was born, and I have watched them every single Christmas, probably 2, 3, or more times each Christmas. They are some of the funniest, best, and my 2 most enjoyable Christmas movies. So once again, Merry Christmas from the BAM Movie Reviews team. Enjoy your day, be merry, be nice to people, go visit your family, enjoy it guys. It comes around once a year, so make sure you make the most of it. Thank you so much for watching, and that's a wrap. So I'm going to do this entire review with my mouth full of water.